Hey, hello, community. How are you? How's everything? All right, so it's the times, right? Just wanted to do a quick catch up. I haven't talked to you in, I don't know, a couple of weeks. It's been a very long end of the year, but a very positive one. So you can have a very bad year and then say like, oh, I wish we got better years to come. But in this case, I really want a better year because we ended up with a high note. As you were aware, yes, of course, the news are out. We're tokenizing Hacken. But I don't want to put all our success just on one thing because throughout these couple of back months, we have great countries. So there's a lot of positiveness out there about us. So I don't want to neglect that the other clients are less important because they're not. They're trusting us. So it's important that we establish that they are relevant to the whole tokenization. They're companies trying to innovate with the hand of Brickken. They're trusting us for various factors, tech-wise, know-how, team structure, how we doing, community performance. So all of this, it's thank you note to all the clients that we have out there, right? We have been growing for the past months. Every month we have a new issuance. From a private perspective to all the ones that are trying to go more public, we're giving them all a solution that they're looking for. Everybody's getting excited about digital assets, about tokenization. It's super crucial the moment that we are. The feeling I can tell you that from when I started in 2020 and trying to speak about what was Bricken's vision was considered ridiculous. Now, as the years come by and pass, the feeling is completely different. So I have no doubt that 2024, if you will ask me how I saw in 2022, 2023, I wouldn't even be able to say that what the market is thinking about tokenization, what Bricken has accomplished. I think I will underperform on that. And I'm a positive guy. I always think that Bricken is going to be a unicorn. We're going to do all the phases and we're going to go through that. But there was no doubt that I will underperform. Why? Because day by day, we're seeing big banking institutions jumping in tokenization. I mean, I thought it will go more slow from what we were seeing, but every week apparently there's something big happening in behind scenes. So that is amazing to be part of this futuristic thing because I always thought blockchain itself was not about the traceability. I always thought it was more about financial instruments, securities, capital markets, financing, crowdfunding, settlements, reconciliation, a lot of different things, but I always thought it was about financial, right? So we're on the verge of something that it's gonna explode. Um, I have zero doubts that everything that we did was for this specific moment. So let's enjoy it as a community. Obviously, the great news and great performance we're doing is getting priced in our digital asset, the BKN. It's interesting to see how we penetrate in the market. There's a lot of conversations happening as to what is the future of RWA tokens. We're getting priced in already, and to are these guys gonna be one of the big innovators in the space? I think the students that it's happening. Obviously now some people are coming in and requesting information from a client perspective. What is happening there? I mean, all of these great things are are happening, right? And then what does it everything transfer? So yes, we do have a utility token in the market. We are securing clients. People are starting to tokenize with us. You saw yesterday we did another new one with OpenTecha. Last week we did, or 2 weeks ago we did another one with bars. We have a couple that I believe that are going to happen during this year because we just signed. But I think that the positiveness is we're not just saying tokenization, right? The importance of a project is you put your money where your mouth is. And we've been saying it here for a long time, for a couple of years. We're gonna tokenize, we're gonna tokenize, we're gonna tokenize. It took us a long time to develop our tech. It's not an easy tech. And this is why I believe that we're gonna crush it because while other players are trying to enter the space, they forget about a couple of things. Tokenization is just not about tech. It's about legality. It's about financials. It's about know-how. It's about expertise. It's about people that were experts in Web 2 are jumping into Web 3. So it's not just I come up with an idea about tokenizations. How are they going to measure capital markets? Are they going to hire a law firm? Are they going to hire the best of the best to be able to understand what we already have here as understanding? We build our know-how day to day. I cannot explain you how deep our know-how is until you come into conversations with other people who believe they're experts or lawyers trying to understand what we're doing or even regulators. You have a complete view of what is happening, right? So we do have, without a single doubt, one of the best know-hows in the world. And that's a big chilly moment that I'm saying, but I'll put my mouth where it is. Uh, we're getting invited everywhere to speak. And even members of my team who are not in the legal framework can crush it. Uh, Financial tokenomics, tells how they do our legal team, the tech from the blockchain merging Web 2. I mean, I strongly believe that the core of the team is so great that we can only go into one direction, and that is to success. We've gone through a couple of tough months. I mean, you were all aware. We were asking the community to just slow down on the petitions because it's not that we didn't want to go fast. You can always go fast. You can always go and try to explode. But the thing is, can you maintain the growth? Can you execute in a manner that it's proportionate to your possibilities? Those are questions because in the end you have to go through different situations, right? So this is more about no, it's not gonna be the end of the year AMA. Let's talk about the positive things. We do have a lot of things coming up. So I'm gonna go quickly through the questions because apparently token is more important than what Brickken is doing. So we go again into trying to go into that direction, right? So the token. Okay, fine. Let's go to the token. But hopefully, whoever's more interested in Brickken can understand that day by day we're building a community, we're building clients. Clients are tokenizing. We're on the news. We got one of the biggest auditors out there. So just mind blowing, guys. I mean, if you add one plus one, an auditing house who has audited other projects or do all of this have chosen us for a couple of reasons. So I'm super thankful and about that opportunity to show our proof, our growth, our cost. Because if we do perform well, then everybody's gonna do. Going to talk about Brickken. If we do wrong, something is we're down. So we are now in a public eyesight with a great partner who was trusted. We can perform for them their vision. So, but that's not only them. All of our other clients have chosen for a specific reason. So it's because we have a product. We have a product. We're validated. We're in the market. We're growing. We have the know-how. We have the expertise. But okay, if some people find that not relevant, then we can go about the tokens. I'm going to go quickly through those questions. WBKN to BKN, we already have it, slash www.bricken.com/staking stake. It is in the white paper. I'm not going to talk anymore about the WBKN. I spent my couple of days in the past days in the community trying to get all those people that were into the staking vaults. Please just follow the news. We got the newsletter. We're out there. Uh, I'm not gonna talk anymore about the WBKN to the BKN. It is happening. Now the next one, your own. How we gonna do? I'm not gonna reveal all the information that I have, but we do have a plan on how to get the supply shock out there. But come on, are we gonna talk about tokens right now about this? When I came here to really show our worth, our proof that we out there, that we are tokenizing, that we got clients. And if you're worried about that, mate, I think you have BKNs. You can always leave. I'm gonna be super blunt about that because this is about how we're gonna get Bricken to the next level. And there's a difference. You can have a bad company and you can have a good company. We're generating clients, we're generating business, we're generating income to the company on a week by week. So all of that is not important, or is it because we're on the token base? I mean, everything is related. It is one huge economy that when you build something like this, it's not just one side of it. Because what would be the example if we only focus on the token and we don't have income and we don't have clients? What will happen? The company dies. And what will happen if we only have clients but we don't focus on the token and we don't do anything about that? The company dies. We're a hybrid company. We have to go side by side doing everything on a day to day. So you guys know me. I'm super blunt and transparent, and I don't waste my time anymore with conversation like this because it is not fair. We have been on the side of things for so long, and with handling all this negativity about the token and doing this, and we were trying to prove our work. We were building super hard against all the comments that were floating out there, because in reality we're humans, right? So it's kind of like, but we're building, we're building. Our team was like, but we're building, we're showing, we have to, and we did. So I mean, let's focus on the positive things. For once, you can ask me all those questions when the problem arises, but let's do quickly through our timeline. Every time there was a situation happening, we just required you all to trust us, correct? So we blocked not going into a listing in 2021. We said market sucks, right? We believe, we study the market, we analyze the market, we all of this. Well, a lot of backlash, without a doubt, justful. I do believe it was justful also the backlash, because we require people to wait on the trust, and the trust was wearing out. Then we launched, and they said it's not the best time, but we're gonna do our best. We analyzed when it was an optimal time to launch, and we started studying, and we talked to a lot of centralized exchanges. We never overpromised, we never under-delivered. We delivered what it was needed and how it was needed at that specific point of time. And again, it was both strategy based, because we don't do things out of the madness that we have to go through here. We analyze everything that is happening on a day to day. So again, we asked and requested trust. And what happened? We went through a dip. It was super hard. It didn't crush. Our token price didn't perform as many other tokens that were launched at the same span of time, and we were here. And now, okay, we're doing better. Again, trust. So again, to answer that question, I'm gonna go and say, mate, trust. We have always been there for absolutely every single situation that may arise. Are we perfect? No. But if you look at our timeline, since our exception to our growth, we have had many mistakes, but also we have accomplished a bunch of wins. So I'm sorry for answering like this to that question, but I don't find it fair. I came here to talk about the great things that we're doing, and we go into a negative potential in the near future. So it is not fair, and I'm super blunt about that. So I'm gonna change now the conversation to the things that matter, because if we start tokenizing, the clients like the level that we're tokenizing, and to the growth, what is gonna happen? Like, it's super simple, right? What is the simplicity of what we're doing? The more clients, the better the company. The better the company, the more eyes it cuts and gets delivered. So the more better we do. And where does everything good happens, and where does it get priced in? I mean, it's simple, right? So uh, if with that in hand, I want to say, like, okay, I got a couple of questions that I got thrown. So related to clients base. So right. So let's talk a little bit about the Hacken deal. We went obviously through. Okay, the Hacken deal. It's okay. Yeah, let's talk about it. I guess it's super important, which is yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous high level and super eyesight. I mean, after everything that happened, we got a mass interest from a lot of different players, from various players trying to understand how tokenization can help them. Out there, there's a lot of utility tokens that got maybe didn't perform well, or they want to make it to perform better. So on that end, the idea, I'm not even gonna take it. That it was my idea. It was not. Actually, I was impressed with the conversation that I maintained with Hacken about what was the vision of transforming utility and the reasoning behind. So I'm adding myself to that vision, because it didn't belong to me, but now we got the technology for that vision to be executed. So when Hacken came up to us, it was more about not necessarily crowdfunding, because obviously that's what we do with tokenization. You invite investors, you invite the retail, you want to grow and all of that. So how they wanted the tokenization to be built, it was what really engaged personally me and the rest of the team. It's like, guys, I think this could be into something, because it's showing how the digital assets are being blended, right? Everybody doesn't understand really what is a digital asset still. I mean, we changed the world from cryptocurrency to digital asset. It's now nobody talks about crypto or those. We talk about digital asset, and it's because sense we got born in the market. We got players trying to deliver situation solutions that were not there, or utilities non-existent and whatnot. So all the good players that stayed in the market, in the bear market, I mean, we're still here and we're about to enter into the next bull run. So it's super important that we enter with a new clean world and a new version. And the new version has become digitalized. But really, we don't really understand the transcendency of there's different kinds. We got stable coins. We got now, maybe in the near future, CBDCs. Now you have utility tokens. Now you have security tokens. You have mixed, you have hybrid instruments, such as the one in being built with through a Hacken, a utility with a real world asset utility that gets transformed into potential future security. So it's kind of like this conversion and this merge of ecosystem that it's really mind blowing because we don't even know where is the end of what we're building, right? So we came in with an idea and then just gets amplified and amplified just because interconnectivity, everything lying on the chain allows you to transform assets into other ones, transfer or convert or born or mint or whatever function you want to deploy. It's in the back. You have all these financial instruments or not, or utility tokens or not, or contracts or not. But it's just amazes how mm, fast things are going because last year obviously the market with the drop and everything that happened was reticent to innovate in the blockchain space or even use the chain for whatever they wanted to do. But now, since August, I saw the sentiment that it was changing. A lot of it happened because what happened? The institutionals are jumping in. We have the ETS of Bitcoin apparently being accepted very soon and being tradable in the United States. We already have a couple in the Europe, but I mean the mother house of financial instruments is the United States, right? So super crucial that when Hacken came up to us, we spoke the same language. So it was not just that technology was there. Uh, it was more about like the vision. We understood the vision. So sometimes when the client comes to you, it's not about going to the best, but it's the one that actually makes you feel that that what they want to do it's accomplishable. It's doable. So that's the format. So yes, technology it's doable and creatable, but the people behind the technology executing that technology in a specific format are the ones transforming the clients. So that's the most important thing. So we spoke their language and we spoke their vision, and that's why I believe they chose us. It was a matter that probably they went through being auditors of smart contracts. I think they went through a 10-piece format and started clicking on what what could be done, who with, and whatnot. And then at the end of the outcome was that we are in a great partnership, and I'm very much looking forward to that specific one because it's going to be the first time that utility token, a native utility token of a company, is going to be transformed into a digital asset it's going to be transformed into property and ownership, right? So we're blending and putting the real world asset utility into the high token that is transformable into real true ownership of the company. So that's just mind blowing. I feel so lucky that I'm gonna be able to perform this alongside my team, alongside Brickken, because this is gonna be the first time that this is gonna be doable, and I do believe this is gonna be the Pandora box. I think it's gonna be a new form of potentially leveraging utility against an ownership of security and whatnot. And we're gonna witness it firsthand. I'm gonna be seeing how this performs, and hopefully, help other clients who understand that this vision is probably what they were looking out for, but they didn't really understand that was the answer. Because for myself, uh, I maybe didn't fully understand or grasp the answer when it was provided, but now I'm fully into that vision. So I feel very lucky for the Hacken deal, and it's not just because of the author; it's because what is in the back can transcend to something that I don't know where it's gonna end, and I'm always looking into that, not just tokenizing and real estate and whatnot, and the ones that the marketers are pushing. I think true innovation comes when you break all barriers and decide to do something that nobody thought it was thinkable, and that's where you find what you were looking for. So uh, the key features of our product are very simple. So in the end, when you go through a token life cycle, you have to understand how that is a life cycle of an asset. So assets are created, assets are distributed, assets are managed, assets are liquidated, right? So it's a four-step life cycle. It's very simple. Everybody goes through it. We can go through a loan. You request a loan, you get transferred on the loan. So against whatever uh, mechanism of payment fiat you have, and then it goes to maturity where the loan gets finalized, but you still manage the payments, the interest and whatnot. And then at the end, boom, loan is done. So I mean, it's a fourth stage, and that happens with every single asset, right? We will say like maybe treasuries don't, but that's a different format. But then whatever. Okay. The important thing is when we created Brickken, we wanted to go through that specific life cycle. Uh, the important thing is that we wanted to generate something that the conception of an asset in the four stages is completed. So we went for three big stages. We went for the creation, we went for the distribution and the management. We haven't complied the last one with the liquidation. We have some ideas as to how we can help that. Right now, most of the things are manual, but the important thing is the automatization of process. Because if I go in and I have to understand that an asset has these stages, then maybe I will get lost because my expertise could be I'm a promoter of real estate or I own franchises in LATAM. So I'm good at a business, but I'm not good at technology. So this is why you want to go always and pursue a technology that complies with absolutely everything behind it. And when we showcase our product to clients, those questions don't arise. So that's when you know you have a good product. When you sell something and they don't have questions, because that means that even though you are preemptively prepared to answer the questions that they may have, that certainty and the doubts just blend in into okay, so it works. Yes, we have put a lot of effort into demystifying blockchain. Actually, our sales team, we don't push the blockchain technology, we don't push a specific change, we don't push a specific thing. We push the opportunity factor. Through here, you can create your digital asset that you can distribute and sell, which can fund your vision. You can crowdfund, you can invite retail, you can blend in with venture capitals, you can blend in with whatever, and then you can easily manage everything that happens, right? So one of our biggest additions this month was, for example, Magic Link. Magic Link, it's a provider who you can create a wallet basically through that link. So through a Gmail, a wallet gets created, and now instead of logging in via your wallet, such as a MetaMask, you log in through a Gmail, so or email. So I mean that's kind of the innovations that we're seeing right now in the space. Kind of like not go too specialized into the Web3 environment with wallets and everything craziness. It's just how can we blend both worlds, because if we're going to go into full adoption, the important lies in understanding that both have to meet. So we have innovations coming up in the next quarter specifically for payments, and basically what we're trying to blend is that the best of the web 2, the best of the web 3. We provide a solution to both so they match, because in the middle is where our client lies. He wants to onboard his grandmother, but he also wants to merge it with his new cool best friend who's crypto addict. If we're able to do that, then we have solved one of the biggest situations in tokenization. So we're actively looking into the market for what can we bring into our solutions. And that's why we're also captivating nice, because we're doing things uh, in a very lean way, and we're doing things in a very innovative way. And basically that's how we're generating clients, because obviously when you go for a product and you want to tokenize or you want to crowdfund, you have to benchmark yourself against companies, right? So I guess we're benchmarking correctly. There's something that we're complying into that tick box, and we may be missing some things. Absolutely, I don't expect us to be at 100%. Our protocol was launched in a year and a half. No, it was launched in March 2023 after a year and a half of development. So we're still quite new. But in those ticking boxes pushed against competitors, maybe we're situated in the higher end, kind of like maybe there could be someone better, but these guys we know are going to get better, or maybe these guys are already better because, or maybe, I mean, there's a lot of functions that we don't understand, because when we ask our clients, we don't like to go against our competitors. And no, we just ask, hey, why you chose us? And then we receive feedback, because that feedback should amplify our product. So the industry itself of tokenization is it's about to boom. I think there's a lot of things that are going to happen in the next year. There's without a doubt we're still in the with a leash to everything that happens in the cryptocurrency industry, because in the end we're using blockchain. But luckily for us, we're not getting tagged in so much as it happened a couple of years ago, because when the bear market hit, even though our technology was not about creating cryptos, NFTs, or meme coins, or all of these noise, we were doing a financial instrument and a methodology for people to companies to be able to crowdfund, we were always being tagged in into that. So it was very hard because what you want to explain is no, I'm not doing that. That's a different vertical. We were all pushed into the same bag, and the same bag it was just blending with real builders, with fake builders, with scammers, with legit people. We were all in the same bag with affected the whole industry. So it took us 2 years to clean our name. And basically now I think education wise, there's more in the space, which allows us to be able to potentially put ourselves into as a good player, right? We already prove our worth. Already people or clients are believing in us. So it's super important that everything that we do now is for growth. I mean, we only have one vision here in Bricken, and it's we need to grow this as fast as possible because the market is being built, and we still need to capture. Even though people are saying, they got BG, Console Group, or Deloitte, or McKinsey, or 10 trillion in 2030, 16 trillion in 2030, 5 trillion. That's so massive numbers that I don't even know what they're worth. But I know that if we tokenize 200 million this year, 500 million next year, 2 billion next year, I'm not looking for the trillion. I'm just looking for the increment of how much we can tokenize per year, because that means if the goal is 1 trillion, it's not tomorrow. It's a path. It's a growing path. We need to grow with how the market and the tendency is growing. So we went from last year to 20 billion to 200 billion to maybe I think we're gonna end in 200 billion, 50 this year of tokenized value, and last year was 20. So that means we already did an increment of 10 years. The last year, Brickken tokenized, I think, like, I don't know, like 150K at the most. And this year, we went already to 200 million tokenized value. So we're growing with that tendency. And it's important. There's other players also capturing market, and the market is growing, and the market trust behind tokenization is being fulfilled because compliance, regulatory, and everything is being the limit that it's going to happen, and we need to be smart, and we need to be quick, and we need to be efficient. So that's how we see ourselves in 2024. So regarding the back to again to the hacking, I mean, it's just a new path that is gonna help us secure that 16 trillion tokenized value, because mm, people tend right now to think about one single asset, right? So we think about debt, we think about equity, we think about shares, we think about profits, we think about just how it works, but we never thought about there's another asset class. I mean, if you think about it, when we read in the news and everything that is happening, we always talk about the creation of a new asset class. So, but that asset class had not been used for converting into financial instrument. And that was a mistake. And I myself, I feel stupid because I've been in the space for tokenization, and I never thought about using that specific asset class that was created for obtaining the tokenization or the outcome of what we wanted to create. And when somebody else came up to us and said like, "Hey, but I have this asset and I want to transform it into this other asset," that just gave us a bunch of ideas to the team, because we were still pursuing that Web2 space, kind of like you have debt, you have loans, you have equity, you have capital increases, you have this, but we never used that asset class. So just uh just kind of like what is happening in here in Britain. We're super excited about being able our team last month deployed what the debt contract. So we're creating smart contracts for specific needs. We have our smart contract for equity, capital increases and raises. Our team created a debt contract, optimized and again automatized for a bunch of situations that happen behind debts. And the important thing is all these smart contracts run in the back end. In the front, you have a nice user experience with a dashboard, with a click, with a one click to go and everything, and that's clean. And that's what is generating clients from us, because our clients set Hacken, which is highly specialized and super specialized, and we probably don't even have to explain how it works because they're highly technical. We have other ones who don't understand absolutely anything about tech. So the important thing is how can we blend the two as product wise, because that's what we're trying to do for the grandmother of people to the crypto addict who understands absolutely everything. For us, we need to fill that gap and say like we bring in and blend in both worlds. And if we do it, obviously that means we can be super successful, which is actually what we're trying to do. Uh, so there's without a doubt that obviously the hacking deal is big. We should be aware of what it means, but also the commitment as a company. We got picked. New players are gonna pick us. Um we started to sign a client per week now, or a bit, maybe a bit more, which is ridiculous in the sense that the pressure is a mountain, but our team is prepared. We were always looking for this validation, not just from the hacking. We have other deals, but it's kind of like giving us the trust factor because we're starting to talk. Actually, we've been in chats with with the financial institution for over 6 months. We're still pursuing that deal. This is not the only one. We have various things, but the important thing is when you keep building and showcasing that you're growing and showcasing that you're doing things correctly, the conversations become easier. So I have no doubt that 2024 we're gonna grow. And for me, what is the next one? I have two wishes that I'm gonna say to whatever Santa, if that guy exists, will be, and it's tokenizing a fund. I'm crazy about tokenizing a venture capital. I think that's gonna be because there's an ecosystem that now there was a piece that the Hacken deal put into my format, and I believe now there's a proposal that I'm gonna send around because I think it's gonna be very powerful. So the next big instrument that I want to create is have a tokenized VC. We already have leads, and obviously the mother of all, right? I want to tokenize a bank. That would be amazing. I think it's gonna be doable. Not in the near future, maybe in a 2, 3, 4 year term, but that would be it. That would be like that's it. Bricking is for life. So nothing we can do is just keep building. Obviously, we have a great marketing team because the compliments that we do not stay in-house. Uh, the only reason why we generate clients is because we're good at what we do. But if I tell you that, then whatever. We have a great marketing team who's already outreaching and pushing this to new boundaries. We were super lucky to get into the Cointelegraph Acceleration Program. It was a night and day for us. We got the outreach that we needed. We got so much of know-how as to how we can penetrate certain markets or how can we can distribute. Actually, I have a super amazing thing coming up with Cointelegraph, which personally I'm super excited. I shouldn't be disclosing, but I think it's gonna position us as one of the players that has the most know-how in the space of tokenization, and it's gonna be a combined effort and work between actually some great consultant offices in the Web 2 and Cointelegraph and all the know-how that we have amassed here. So that's going to be how we foresee. And we still go into the education phase, which is, oh, I didn't know I could put this as a maximum. I'm learning how to do a string there. Is there a, no, the funny thing, Jerome, about how we work in tokenization is you can deploy smart contracts in 3 minutes. The record of tokenization of creating a digital asset, the offering, and the page, it's under 15 minutes in the company. So the manual work doesn't come for the support, but there's other things that we need to do, not manually, but just help. Sometimes KYCs, people get stuck in a KYC process because they uploaded a screenshot of their ID, which our provider neglects due to our compliance officer establishing that that's a no-go. So in that sense, there's some things that do make it go a bit slower than we need it, but the automatizations and the procedure of tokenization, honestly, we could perform what 1 million a day because in reality, it's already there. There's some functionalities out there that just need maybe some because it's a human interaction. Where the human interaction lies, the pains could lie, and that's with us. So I'm going to answer a bit more on those things. I think I want to create another AMA with some of my team. I think it's important that for you all to understand the type of team that we have. It's been a great year. We launched. It was very hard, but then suddenly we had great news and things got priced in. I don't know what's going to happen with our token. I'm not a trader. I understand what is the value. I understand the commitment that we have. I understand all of you investors, the trust. I don't play with I never gamble with your money. I never play with your money. never touched a single cent that was not in my salary. None of the team did because we respect that. We come from a different environment where we're not even looking for the Lambo. We're looking for the revolution of capital markets. We're going for the vision. We're vision hunters, and in that sense, you guys help us develop that vision because obviously we wouldn't be here if not. Now we're gonna go to the next level. We're currently going through a funding round. Some of you know, I mean, it's not secret. We're doing quite good with that. That's going to give us more powerhouse to go to the next level because 2024, it's not about uh, it's not about Brickken just launching a token. It's about Brickken tokenizing or being the main player in the tokenization field. We don't want to go for less. We want to secure our spot as the main player because we understand what is needed to go for that. And now it's about generating trust at an institutional level because at the rest of the market we are positioned quite well, and that's going to happen. So the only thing that I can say regarding the trust behind Bricken is if we succeed, you guys will succeed because in the end, uh, it's a weird method when you go through utility tokens. I don't I don't think nobody can tell you how it works. It's a thing that you have to live because I've seen obviously during the last 2 years, even friendly companies have have gone out. I mean, it was a completely wipe out of the market in different verticals. And luckily, unluckily, I saw some friends having to close, and it's a very hard situation. I think that's just a very hard. What I'm saying with this is it's very hard to understand why crypto works in the way that it works because suddenly you go for memes and they boom and there's nothing. So it's gambling. But then you have companies who did everything by the book but crashed. And then you have other ones trying to do both. So it's a weird situation. We're learning a lot. We have so many ideas as to how we can capture value from everything that we do to our utility token. I mean, it's unreal to for us to say that those two coexist in a different environment. They do not. And basically, what we have to do is make sure that everything we do get priced in our token, and we continue building utilities. There's people in the company pushing really hard for us to deploy a DAO for some decisions making regarding the protocol to start playing around all those things. Because I think it's important that everything we do gets an opportunity for our backers in shares, our backers in token to be able to grow with us. I mean, that's the end game. All right. So with that at hand, I just wanted to drop in and say thank you for everyone. It's been a great week. I'm not gonna lie, I'm also excited. I mean, the project that we built together with all my team just had a nice performance. We closed a great client this week. We already closed a great client. So I can only hope for the best. And so we do have some things that we need to discuss as a company. What is the next centralized exchange? I mean, guys, I'm not saying something you guys are not aware. I can already assure you that it's in our plans. Already can assure December is not going to happen. Don't want to FOMO anybody. Wouldn't be fair. I've never FOMO people. You guys know me. But I got to say that it's part of our plans because it's part of the growth. We're trying to grow absolutely all around the company, product side, client wise, token side. So yes, there's news coming up with that. We're pursuing certain objectives, so we know that when we do it, it's because it makes sense and because it can be maintained. Because if not, it's a rocket that goes up, goes down, nothing happens. So in crypto, you have a couple of bullets you can burn, and right now we're seeing how we're gonna perform to generate the incentive for the next one. So yes, we're not gonna stay just on Mexi in Bitmar. We're going to pursue a new deal. We do have the January 25th. Yes, there's an unlock method. We already have some plans in the back. I mean, in reality, we everything we do here is behind a strategy, and I want you to assure that, and I've already assured that in a bunch of AMAs. So again, what I requested personally a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, even when we decided not to launch in the bear market, is trust us. I mean, our performance has been unique. I think we're captivating a lot of eyes in the RWA industry, and that's because we work hard, we understand what we need to do, we take the decisions that are needed. A lot of things like hate occasionated because of some decisions, but even through the worst moments, we were still building. So even in the best moments, we will build as them because it's not about the sentiment, it's about the commitment. And we're all in this together to make Token the number one tokenization platform in the world. And with that, I want to wish you all a great night. And that's it. Thank you very much. Have a lovely night.